Welcome to the California Winter League in Game 2 of our doubleheader between the British Columbia Bombers and the Palm Springs Power. Pitching for the Power, Joseph Scambolari. First pitch thrown to O'Neill, swung and missed for strike one. I'm Andre Santa alongside Josh Sperber for today's final game, if you can believe it, here at the California Winter League for the regular season. Next pitch misses high for ball one. It's 1-1. To think that exactly 3 weeks ago, we had our first game of the season in the triple-header. There, indefinitely, we had the Power against the Bombers there as well. 2-1 pitch to O'Neill, misses high, 3-1. Chill and Grizzly played their first game. The Chill blowing out the Grizzly 11-1 in 7 innings. Next pitch from Scambolari. Swung on and missed, strike two. He's run it full. Scambolari, one of the top, if not the top pitcher here, as he gets a strikeout on a swing for the first batter of the ball game. Scambolari comes in the game with 78% of first pitch strikes throughout the entire season.
Number 14, Keyshawn Clark.
The Keyshawn Clark batting for the Bombers. He is playing shortstop, and the second hitter for the Bombers, we'll give you the rest of the lineup. Yusei Teraoka in center field. Dre Jones at first in the 4 spot, and the 5 spot, Malcolm Smith, usually seeing him at the top of the lineup for the Bombers. This pitch is hit on a loop to center field for the first hit of the ball game. The two top teams in the league here playing in the last game.
Number 3, Yusei Teraoka.
Yusei Teraoka to step on in now. After Smith in the 6th spot is Felix Albert. Then Schneider in the 7th spot, Donady in the 8th spot, and Max Peters will be pitching and hitting for himself down in the 9 hole. First pitch to Yusei Teraoka is lined down into the Power bullpen. Look out for strike one. The last game of the season for these two teams. Scambolari coming in with an ERA at 5.545. Next pitch misses high or inside for ball one. Only one time this year did he have an ERA over 1. That was on January 27th. He finished with an ERA of 1.23. This one's fouled off for strike two. Other than that, he has been lights out. He has not allowed a run since that January 27th game against guess who? The Bombers. 1-2 count. Inside missing, throw down to second, not in time. So it'll be a ball on the stolen base. Keyshawn Clark will end up at second. Only one out in the inning with that leadoff strikeout, and then the base hit into center field. Now the stolen base, a runner on scoring position for the Bombers. Inside, hit him right on the arm, and Teraoka's holding it. That one really hurt, letting his arm hang down. That is only the third hit batter that Scambolari has nicked here. So they're gonna call the medical tent over. And some attention here as Yusei still a little hunched over and gingerly taking care of that arm. Scambolari on the mound talking to his infielders, as we'll give you the defensive lineup as they check on Teraoka. Left to right in the outfield is Lucci, Gaiden, and Broodmeyer. On the infield playing third base, Carling, shortstop Hunt, second base Landon Barnes, and at first Johns. Behind the plate is Casey Combs. still looking at Taraoka, and he's going to find his way over to first. Don't think he's going to come out of this game. As the crowd will give him an ovation. He goes over to first. So a strikeout, a single, a steal on base, and a hit by pitch is how the first inning is going. And it'll be Dre Jones to come up. Dre Jones batting 154. He has 4 RBIs on the year. As they will resume play here. First pitch called a strike on the outside part of the plate. The Power in their red, black, and white uniforms with the white pants and white numbers, white letters across the chest. 0-1. Called a strike 2 on the same place. He is living out there. Probably the hottest day we have had here at Palm Springs, 88 degrees. Pretty sure we've touched 90 at some point in the day as the largest misting system on the west side of the Mississippi is in action here at Palm Springs. A swing and a miss for strike 3 as Dre Jones goes swinging at the high fastball.
This is how you can tell the mark of a good pitcher is being able to rebound after adversity. Hitting Taraoka on their arm, and Taraoka kind of doubling over in pain after that. Not an easy experience for a pitcher. Scamboluri completely unfazed. The next 3 pitches over for a strike and another out.
It's Malcolm Smith batting in the 5 spot, which is unusual as he is usually the number 1 or 2 hitter. We have seen him bat once in the middle of the order sometime in the year. I can't remember when, but I remember we made a comment on it. Very unusual as he takes ball 1 from Scamboluri. This one hit over the third baseman's head, and this is going to score in a run. Coming home is Clark. Rounding second, Taraoka. Malcolm Smith is going to enter at second base with a stand-up RBI double.
And Malcolm Smith says that he typically will hit either in the 1st or 9 spot in the order. I think the only other place we've seen him was 8. The 5th spot paid off Tom Vade, taking a gamble. And Malcolm Smith, a beautiful piece of hitting right down that left field line. Good contact to his pull side, getting a run in.
That is only the 2nd double he's hit on the year. Great way to start it off in the last regular season game. And Josh, how inevitable that we'll have the last game of the season between the top 2 teams, as this one is moved into center field by Felix Albert. Taraoka will score. Smith is going to come around to score on the 2 RBI single, taking a 3-1 lead here early against the Power.
And first pitch swinging, Albert just saw what he wanted and sent it into the outfield. Just like that, the Bomber. These guys can score in bunches, and they are showing it off here.
It's now Schneider, another dangerous hitter for the Bombers. I think the Bombers, well, I don't think, I know the Bombers have probably the best hitting staff as they are in first place over the Power, and they have that Power middle batting order with Scamboluri, Cruz. There's great batters there. There's now strike 2 on the swing and miss, back-to-back swings and misses, and only 2 outs in the inning. The Bombers and have a lot of runners on here. This one gets called out on the throw. There'll be a ball, but put him out as Albert was caught stealing at second base. So 3 runs will come across the score for the Bombers here in the top of the first inning. 3-0 is the score on 3 runs, 3 hits. Johns, Gaiden, and Barnes leading up the Power up next here at the California Winter League. back to the California Winter League. The Bombers lead at 3-0 after a 3-run first inning of 3 hits. Now be the Powers' turn, leading off and hitting it into deep right field. Going back on it is the right fielder. He lets it pop in and out of the glove. It's going to be an error as he'll reach all the way to third base. Sliding in, it is safe as the base comes out on the slide. A lead-off errant triple, if that's what you can call it. Because you can't necessarily call it a triple, but he's at third on 1 hit.
Yeah, I mean, you'd really like to call that a triple for Gavin Johns, but Schneider had the ball in his glove and just it popped out, could not squeeze. And the Power, a good early response to that 3-run onslaught from the Bombers.
So what a way to come back on the first pitch as it's now Andrew Gaiden. Recent hit up the middle, caught by the second baseman. He stops it, so it'll be an RBI for Gaiden. Johns will come across to score on the hard ground ball to the second baseman for out number 1.
The run still unearned because of the error, but the run coming across, and that's all you needed from Andrew Gaiden. Just move the runner on third over to home plate. The game just started, so there's plenty of time to chip away at the lead, and the Power already beginning.
It's now Landon Barnes. He swings on the first pitch down the third base line and into left field. He'll get a single here as the throw comes into second base, and the Power are swinging early and often. Already 2 hits, or 1 hit in the ballgame.
Well, there goes the no-hitter right after the perfect game headed on the first batter of the day. But Landon Barnes back on the Power after a short stint with the A's, staying in the red jersey and staying hot at the plate. He's hitting over 400 in this season so far, and that has done him very well, playing in a bunch of different positions, not letting it phase him.
First pitch to Brugmeyer. Called the ball high and just at the eyes if you were going to put it at a level there. Score 3-1. The Power trying to cut into the Bombers' lead. Only 1 out in the inning. Next pitch, Swan to the shortstop. Flip over to second, now to first. They get the double play, a 6-4-3 turn after the Powers come across to score 1 after the error, and then the RBI single, or the RBI from Gaiden. And it's 3-1 here, top of the second coming up next here, the Cal Winter League. Schneider back to the plate as he was at the plate when Barnes, apologies, when Alberette was caught stealing. First pitch missed for a ball, and now he got him swinging on strike 1. A good crowd today in the last regular season game here. Low for ball 2. And Josh, what are the odds that we had the last game of the season be between the two best teams in the league?
It's almost like they planned it, Andres, but they didn't. It just kind of worked out that way.
Hitting the foul territory, 2-2. What's impressed you most about either of these teams?
I mean, it's definitely been two different. These are just two different teams. I mean, Bryce Foster and Scamboluri have been a two-headed monster out in front of the power rotation, the Bombers. That whole lineup is just so deep. Jacob Cruz not even playing today. He's getting a little extra rest before the playoffs. And it's just, there's just so much power. There's just such great hitting in this Bombers lineup. Everyone seems to contribute. And for the power, it's just the really strong pitching from their starters, solid relief as well, and good defense.
I think that's you're exactly right. As he walks Schneider to first base with the leadoff hitter. In the batting leaders, it's mostly the Bombers. That's all you really see. You don't see any power. But the difference between these two is that the Bombers both have pitching and hitting. Scamboluri leading the league in 3 of the 4 categories, just behind Drummond coming into the game with 38 strikeouts as Drummond leads with 41. First pitch misses for a ball. But Scamboluri leads in first pitch strikes at 78%. His whip is at 55. This one fouled off. And his earned run average at .55.
Yeah, he's just been, the number's going to jump up a little bit after that first inning, but he has just been borderline unhittable. He was the first pitcher taken off the mark for the California Winter League, heading back with Cam Roth to Lake Erie, and you can see why. His stuff just seems to get better every day. He's just really focused on improving his game, and you can tell that he really has.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Donady. He'll call for time. Donady in the 8th spot, batting .269 with 7 hits, 7 RBIs, 6 runs come across for him. He's crossed home plate 6 times at least. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. No outs, runner at first in Schneider. British Columbia Bombers leading 3-1 here on Canada Day. Swung on and missed the high fastball. Throw down to second. Got him! As Schneider, the strike him out, put him out for the double play.
Nothing like a good strike him out, throw him out right there. Schneider absolutely hosed by Casey Combs, a guy that pitchers, Scamboluri especially, have really praised for his ability to just work with the pitchers on the mound, and you got to give it up for that arm also.
A great toss by Casey Combs. First pitch into Peterson, who's hitting for himself and pitching for the game. Will be called the ball. The next pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Peterson has pitched in 17 and 2/3 innings. 6 games total. Swings and misses this next one, 1-2. This is his first official at-bat at the Cal Winter League, believe it or not. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. My goodness. It'll be no hits on no runs, no errors. Only 16 pitches here. As we go to the middle of the second. Now the bottom of the second with Marcus Page, Lucci, and Combs coming up next here at the Cal Winter League. Bombers lead it 3-1. Welcome back to the Cal Winter League. Josh Sperber and Andres Tejeda here with you. Josh was making me laugh in the half inning. This one's fouled off. Laughing way too hard. I'm trying to sing my lungs out to Don't Stop Believing by Journey and getting criticized.
You were laughing. I was crying hearing you say, no, I'm just kidding. He has a lovely voice, everyone. We just have way too much fun up here in the booth.
No. We don't gotta put that propaganda out there. As this pitch misses outside, it's 1-1, Josh.
I can see in the comments that everyone wants to hear Andres sing after seeing that, after hearing what we just said. So,
Well, you know, I just want to see some baseball. 1-1 pitch from Max Peterson. Low and outside for ball 2, 2-1. And the batter is Marcus Page. Marcus Page comes in the game with a .310 average. Only 2 RBIs, but 9 hits across. He gets plunked in the bat. Ball hits off of him and goes about, I'd say, 1/10 of the way down the line.
Now batting the left fielder.
Ask me how I got that estimation.
because you're even better at math than you are at singing, apparently.
I will definitely take that any day. I cannot sing, nor will I. I'll just sing in my shower, sing between half innings, and that's about it. It'll be Jacob Lucci, who can only sing great things about his program, as I feel like we need to mention every time, because what he's doing is amazing. And what he wants to do for future athletes is just unbelievable. And the fact that he's done it for 100% of his clients, just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a great thing to see guys giving back to the game that has given them so much. And Lucci really humble about it, but you can tell he's really proud of what he's done, and he absolutely should be.
Huge hack there from Lucci. That made contact. That's going into the high school over there in right field.
Yeah, he's got surprising power on his bat, although the hardest swings we've seen from him have gone foul, but Lucci has a good bit of power on the left side of the plate.
The thing is, the foul balls haven't been that far off in fair territory, as this one misses low, 1-1. Baseball was played on a larger than 90-degree playing field. We would see a lot more. There'd probably be more fielders, to be honest. You have a center right fielder, center left fielder, and a right fielder and a left fielder.
That'd be kind of cool.
Open up. It would be tough to run from first to second and second to third, but
Yeah.
this pitch in there for strike 2. It's 2-2. You know, in men's league softball, at least back in Chicago, they have the short center fielder. They have a guy that plays in the little area that most looped hits will get hit. Now 2-2, bottom of the second, runner on first. This one swung on, hit into right field. Camping underneath it is Schneider, and he'll make the two-handed grab for out number 1.
And Schneider redeeming himself for that error, and good base running by Marcus Page. He was taken off on the pitch, but did go back in time to read where that ball was going off of Lucci's bat, make it back to first safely so we couldn't get doubled up.
Casey Combs coming up after the incredible toss. The strike him out, throw him out. First pitch to him. Inside, missing for a ball. Combs comes in with a .233 average. 7 runs, 4 RBIs, and 7 hits. He's only been walked once, Josh. And has only struck out 5 times in 31 appearances and 30 at-bats. As this pitch hits the zone for strike 1, it's 1-1. We were talking about the leaders in the league. Now the Power and Bombers have men in both the pitching leaders, but the Bombers absolutely dominating the batting leaders. This pitch misses outside, ball 2. Scamberlery leading again in every category except strikeouts behind a Bombers pitcher, Luke Drummond. Scamberlery with 38 strikeouts, but Drummond doesn't show up today, which I don't think he will. Scamberlery could finish as the strikeout leader. This one hit past a second baseman in O'Neill for a base hit. The runners will advance 90 feet.
O'Neill almost got to that ball, but a good piece of hitting from Combs.
Number 29.
You have to get him behind the plate and when he's hitting at it.
Now Robbie Carling. Carling, the third baseman for the Power today. According to our flight scope, exit velocity of 100 miles per hour? Apparently. That was a shot, apparently, up the middle. Robbie Carling comes in with a 200 average, ball in the dirt for ball one. There's 3 RBIs on the year. He has a double and 4 singles. Strikeouts have plagued him. 10 strikeouts on the year. This pitch hit out into right field. Schneider camping underneath it. The runners will be tagging their bases, and only Page will advance. So now runners will be on second and third with 2 outs in the inning.
Getting the runners to move, always good. But just a little too close to a little too close to the right fielder and Griffin Schneider there. And now Julian Hunt with a chance to bring some guys in.
Julian Hunt in the 9 spot for the Power, adding 200 as well. Has 5 singles, 4 RBIs, 5 runs. Only 3 strikeouts. He's only played in 8 games. This is his 9th game with the Power. First pitch he sees, misses high for ball one. I think we can both agree that the Bombers, with their basically bombing hitters here, Combs is going to steal second before Max Peterson could even get a throw off. He'll advance on the stolen base to second, and now both runners in scoring position. Tying run at second for the Power. And I think we can both agree that the best hitting team in the league is definitely the Bombers.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much of a debate there.
This ball grounded on to second base, and O'Neill firing to first with a 3rd out of the inning. Only 1 hit on 17 pitches. The O'Neill, Clark, and Karaoke up for the Bombers in the top of the 3rd here at the California Winter League. Bradley O'Neal. We have a brand new pitcher as we have some developments in the game. Scambolari out, Bryce Foster in, but also Casey Combs is out. Our public address announcer Mitch Klesner had caught some commotion happening in the power dugout. First pitch called a strike for Foster. And it looked like Casey Combs was injured. Next pitch misses high for ball one. He was sitting down. Someone called for a trainer, and Combs just sitting down, having a lot of trouble putting some weight on his leg as he was stumbling out of play and into the concourse area by our concessions. It just did not look good, and so I'm not sure if Scambolari is coming out in solidarity with Combs, but it's Foster, and a beautiful breaking ball by Foster.
Yeah, gets O'Neal to go, and it looked like Combs was holding a right oblique. It could be a right leg or an oblique injury. Either way, not something that you want to see.
Especially with the playoffs coming up and your number 2 team. These two will, I would guess, these two would see each other in the playoffs for sure.
Oh, it's a certain possibility here. The top 2 teams in the league. We could be having a preview of the championship match.
This pitch called a strike. Looked like it was way outside. But with those substitutions, Barnes will move from second to the catching position. Next pitch got him swinging and missing for strike 2. It'll be Ronnie Keaton taking over at second. So add that to your scorecard if you're following the game at home. 0-2 pitch from Foster. The breaking ball. He waited on it, sat into center field, Gaiden underneath it. After Clark gives it a ride into center field.
And just got a little bit too much underneath that ball, did Clark. Gaiden makes it pretty easy for the out.
You say Teraoka still playing in the game after getting hit on the elbow. It looked like he had a little bit of a dead arm. He was letting it hang when he came off the batter's box. He's swinging and following this one out as the Powers have to scramble. Looks like Zach Thompson got the brunt of it, and he's like, hey man, what the heck? Teraoka obviously not intentionally trying to hit it foul, because he doesn't want to injure another one of the Power. This one misses. It's 1-1. Fun fact about Teraoka, he has done a lot of winning, not only on the Bombers, but we have a little bit of a middle inning kind of ceremony as he has hit it into left field for a base hit.
Now batting the first baseman.
He's won the race around the bases a few days ago, or I think last weekend for sure. This Sunday, actually, on Family Day. He's picked as one of our volunteers from the stands. Felt a little shy, and Teraoka hopped in the cart and running around the bases for the win. This one chopped down to the shortstop. It plays him. He still picks it up. Makes the throw to first, but not in time. So it'll be an infield single. As Hunt was able to keep the ball in front of him, get control, and fire to first. And Dre Jones with the infield single.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Malcolm Smith.
Malcolm Smith. Loud ovation from, I can only assume, his family. Excuse me, as Malcolm Smith steps into the box as his name is read over the PA by Mitch Klesner. First pitch then misses for ball 1. Top of the third, the Bombers leading at 3-1. Runner in scoring position is Teraoka at second base and Dre Jones at first. 2 outs. The pitch low in the dirt. It's 2-0. I think it'd be safe to say, Josh, that the loudest fan here when his name was called probably his mom.
I think that's a safe bet.
Reminds me of my playing days when parents would come out to the ballpark, have the family come out. Always a fun time to perform. 2-0 is the count to Malcolm Smith. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Foster looking back at Taroka, firing, missing outside. It's 3-0. Foster threatening to load up the bases here. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 2 runners on. See if Smith is staying, and he is, as the next pitch right down the pipe, 3-1. No green light there. He will not be swinging a 3-0 count, as most people think it's okay or not okay. That's still up for debate by the jury. 3-1. Swung on and missed. He may have gotten a piece of it, but it's going to be strike 2.
Yeah, I think he did get a bit of it off the end of his bat there, but there was just 1 strike in the count. He is still alive.
I always thought of that as a unique rule that if it makes contact, it only is an out if it's on strike 2.
Yeah, I think I like that rule just because
It happens.
You can't really. It's hard to not foul tip a ball sometimes, and if it's. I think to shorten up at bats, that's why they made the foul trip. They made a caught foul tip strike 3, but most of the time, you barely get a piece of it.
I mean, logically, it makes sense. If you're going to make contact on the bat and you catch it before it hits the ground, there's an out.
Exactly.
The 3-2 pitch misses outside, and Smith hustling out of the box before taking on his leg guard, shin guard.
Now batting to the
The
catcher.
bases are now loaded.
Number 31, Felix Albert.
Now it's Felix Albert with already a single into center field in the game. Felix Albert, 2:05 coming into today's game. The first pitch to Albert. He takes it for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate.
As a guy who wants to swing at the first pitch, he smacked the first pitch he saw into the outfield for a base hit in his last time up. Guy who hits the ball really hard and just loves swinging a baseball.
Next pitch, swung and missed, 0-2.
Yeah.
2 outs, the bases are loaded. Pitch from Foster. Inside, got him looking, strike 3, and Albert not happy about it. He has some words for the umpire as Foster works out of the inning, allowing no runs across. Incredible. 2 hits in the inning on 21 pitches. It's Johns, Gaiden, and Barnes for the Power coming up next at the bottom of the 3rd. back to the California Winter League. Top of the order coming up here for the Power. It's Gavin Johns, his new number 44. Calling time for some reason. But Peterson will get back on the mound. First pitch of the inning hit right back up the middle. Sounded like he may have shattered the bat, but Johns is hustling down to first for a leadoff single on the first pitch he sees.
And even though that first hit he had was called an error, he is just swinging the bat really well, making good hard contact whenever he does. And Gavin Johns on base to lead off the second inning he has hit it.
He came in the game with a 480 average. So that's definitely saying something, as that's up there. And now Andrew Gaiden. Bunt right back to the pitcher, firing over to first, and he got him by half a step.
We're going to give that a sack bunt. First time we've had to put that in the scorebook.
1-3 sack bunt back to Nancy's second base. Landon Barnes, who's 1 for 1 today. Barnes reached on a single right down the third base line.
Barnes now the catcher as Casey Combs left with an injury, remains in the same spot in the lineup. He's been playing a lot more catcher lately, trying to just give Combs a break, but he might be into that primary catcher role come playoff time. Hopefully, though, Combs can come back soon.
And I think about it, we have both teams in red where catchers have been plagued with an injury. It was Donahue hurt his hand on a throw to third base. Hand hit the bat of, I believe, Tre'Vius Ford. Teams in red, the catchers have been working it out lately as this one's hit foul, 2-1. And the current catcher behind the plate, and Felix Albert, he has been working double and even triple duty sometimes.
Yeah, he was one of the guys who subbed in for the A's at one point. And obviously, I don't think there's been another catcher, except for, I think, one game or two of Andrew Caulfield. But it's been mostly Aberrett behind the bag.
Taking off to third, the air throw. And he'll take off to home. The throw home is not in time, and the Power steal a run from Johns. It would actually be a courtesy runner. That was Metzler. So he'll be safe on the fielding error by the pitcher. And then will advance home on that same error. 2 balls, now 2 strikes on the swing and miss. And the Power cut it down to just 1 run, 3-2. Now we know that Johns does have the courtesy runner. Check swing, did he go? They're calling it a strikeout. Are they appealing to first? They're not. The home plate umpire is just going to call him out on the check swing. And Barnes was not happy about it, and he's still kind of chirping at the umpire.
It looked like actually it was Marcus Page as the courtesy runner, I thought. I didn't see if it was Page or Metzler, but either way, good base running there. And it should have been Metzler, but it's Brugemeyer at the plate now, stealing a run that will be unearned.
First pitch outside. I believe the number was 15 on the back of that jersey who came across the score, so I'm thinking that it was Metzler. Next pitch misses high for ball 2.
I'm going to go with your judgment on that one. I didn't see the courtesy runner until it actually crossed the plate.
I don't know if he was already subbed out at first after the base hit, or if he went to second and they made the change. This one hit up the middle to the second baseman. Down on one knee is O'Neill, and he fires it over to first for the third out of the inning on the hard ground ball. So a run will come across to score on one hit and one error on 10 pitches. The Bombers have Schneider, Donady, and Peterson up next. Top of the fourth coming up next at the Cal Winter League. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Schneider leading off the inning for the Bombers. Andre Standing, Josh Sperber with you here. This one's at foul. And hits right off the top of the seats here as the kids are going to go and try to chase it down. A lucky fan will pick it up. The next pitch falling in for a strike. 0-2 as the fans give the ovation. The older gentleman gave it to a younger fan. That younger fan gave it to, I think, his younger brother. Just generosity here, but not so generous with the swing and a miss as Schneider goes down on strikes.
Batting the third baseman, number 10, Brett Donady.
Now Brett Donady coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 in the 8th spot. First pitch. Great slider there. Called for strike one.
And we talked about that 1-2 punch duo of Foster and Scambler. It's the first time we're seeing them in the same game. And you get to see how nasty their breaking stuff is. Both of them have that great front door slider that just rolls to the outside on right-handed pitchers. So hard to pick up, so hard to see where it's going, and so hard to hit.
Another slider tripled up on it, hit to Hunt, firing over to first at the new first baseman Metzler for out number 2. So Metzler did in fact come and run for Johns, and now will substitute for Johns at first base. So now it is Peterson. First ball he sees is low in the dirt. Top of the fourth, Bombers lead it 3-2. The Power were able to cut the lead down to 1 in the last inning. Thanks to Metzler, who took the stolen base at third and then came across to score on the errant throw by the pitcher. 1-1 is the count. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-1. Metzler at first now, and Foster stepping off the rubber as Peterson stepped out of the batter's box and got his hands covered in some dirt for more grip. This pitch called a strike on the outside part of the plate, as that is exactly where Foster is living and succeeding. That fastball and slider hitting the same spot. I only assume that it's looking even harder at the dish, and you got a fastball coming in around high 80s, low 90s. Then you got the slider looking like a strike and then dipping out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The slider misses outside. He's run it full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foster looking to get out of the inning here. The payoff pitch. Got him looking on the slider again. Incredible. So 12 pitches equal 3 outs. Willie Page, Lucien Combs coming up at the bottom of the 4th here at Palm Springs Stadium at the California Winter League. Welcome back to the Cal Winter League. In the bottom of the 4th inning, it'll be Marcus Page to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Peterson still on the mound. First pitch he throws is a ball. Catch you up to speed here. The Bombers scored 3 runs in the top of the first. The Power answered with a run of their own. Both teams scoreless in the second as this one is fouled off 1-1. Bombers scoreless in the top of the 3rd. Power's able to steal a run thanks to Metzler, who ran for Johns. He's at second base, stole 3rd. The errant throw to 3rd caused him to come home and score a run. Bombers quiet in the top of the 4th, and now you've caught up with us here at the bottom of the 4th. Top batter here in the inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. Really, that's a fair summary of the game.
Yeah, just about the size of it. Nice evenly matched game. What you want, what you'd expect from the 2 top-seeded teams in the Cal Winter League this season.
And only halfway through. Half of 7 is about 4.5. There we are. Next pitch. Ball to strike. Let's run it full. Actually, be 3.5, but if we're talking in baseball, that's 4.5. Needed to correct myself before someone takes my words and flips them on me. This is the internet after all. 3-2 pitch. Low outside ball 4. Runner at first will go. and Marcus Page, and it'll be Lucci coming up next.
A really nice conversation with Marcus the other day. You know, a bunch of the same people on the State College Spikes, which is always good because, as he had to say, and obviously I agreed with him, some great folks out there. Had the chance to work with them in their final season with the New York Penn League back in 2019 and 2018 in the All-Star game there as well. Just a really great group of people, and Marcus seemed to really have enjoyed his time in State College.
Lucci 0 for 1 in today's game. He swung on. This one flying into left field. Underneath it is Smith for out number 1.
You can still hear his family out
Oh,
there
yeah.
really cheering him on. And well worth it. Smith had a solid all-around game, good in the field, great on the bases. I know that's something that he prides himself on. And solid at the plate, too, getting some big runs across for the Bombers in their run to first place.
Absolutely. Smith has himself a hit, an RBI, and a run, and a walk. So a little bit of everything. This one's called for strike 1. The only thing he doesn't have is a strikeout, which honestly, don't think he's upset about.
Yeah, I don't think his family would be cheering too much for strikeouts, but he certainly wouldn't either. And Smith, again, having a really good all-around game.
So now it's Ronnie Keaton. This bat goes flying into the infield as he hits it. This one out at second as Clark caught it on the base for the double play. So that's how that inning's going to end. A lot to just digest there. Ball goes flying. Double play in order there. As Clark, again, catching it at second, tagging the base with his foot, and then tossing it over to Dre Jones. 2 out, 8 pitches. O'Neill, Clark, and Tararoka coming up next. Top of the 5th for the Bombers. Welcome back to the California Winter League. The Bombers coming up next. First pitch swinging is O'Neill. He fouls off the first pitch he sees. Foster still on the mound going into his 3rd inning of work, and we're at the top of the 5th inning here. Next pitch. High for ball 1. I think someone in the stands tried to do their best umpire impression. I heard strike. 1-1. The breaking ball. Oh, I have no words. That was just beautiful.
Gorgeous bender from Bryce Foster, a little 12-6 hammer curve.
Now the fastball, but it was not phased in O'Neill as he sends this one into center field as Gaiden had to wait some time. That had some long hang time for out number 1.
Yeah, talk about camping underneath the baseball. Gaiden pitched a tent, roasted some marshmallows, and then made the two-handed grab.
I like that. I'm going to have to use that sometime. That's a good one.
Where do you guys have the scoreboard controller?
So now it'll be Keyshawn Clark.
The scoreboard controller, where do you guys have it?
Ball one. Next pitch misses outside. It's 2-0 to Keyshawn Clark. He's 1 for 2. Bryce Foster, it is again third inning of work. Only one out in the top of the fifth inning. This one swung on into foul territory. If it's fair, or if it's going to be foul, if it's in play or not, it just goes over the chain link fence. Definitely could be played as it was very close, but it'll be a foul ball. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Keyshawn Clark. On deck is Tara Oka. It'll be Dre Jones in the hole. 2-1 pitch. Got him on the slider again. Just, it's so fun to watch a pitcher who has masterfully handled these pitches. But as I say, up the middle with the fastball on the line drive for a base hit. Kane picks it up and fires it into Keaton.
Batting the center fielder, number 3.
A base hit here for the Bombers. Runner on first, 1 out. Yusei Teraoka, he's 1 for 1 after getting hit by the pitch. He had a single, came around all the way to third base, could not score. This one called a strike low. Well, low for most people's liking. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first, and Clark, they are going to take a look at him, fire it over, but he's safe on the attempted pickoff throw. Dre Jones on deck, Malcolm Smith in the hole. 0-1 to Teraoka. Foster sets and fires. Inside the pitch, swung on, down to Keaton at second, firing over to first. Metzler couldn't handle it as Keaton threw it in the dirt. Clark is going to go all the way over to third, no throw, and the runners will go to first and third. We have error on Keaton on the throw in the dirt. So Teraoka will go 1 for 2. Now Dre Jones up next. So again, put that in your scorecard. Error on the second baseman on the throw. And runners now at the corners with 1 out. Dre Jones swings at the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1 with 1 out. Teraoka known to steal a few bags. He has a short lead at first. Clark also a short lead at third. Double play is in order. Pickoff attempt to first. No tag on Teraoka. He'll be safe. No balls, 1 strike. Runner on first and third. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. The Bombers leading it 3-2. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off way deep, out of play. Bryce Foster in the only biggest tough spot he's seen all game. The Bombers are looking to get some more insurance runs for their lead. And leading it 3-2. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled again. They'll do it one more time. And if you're just joining us, the last regular season game of the 2022 California Winter League schedule. Tomorrow will be a great day to come out to the ballpark. If you haven't already, come out to see some of these teams. Well, tomorrow you get to see all 6 of them. They will all be playing in a triple header. Last time we had a triple header, 3 weeks ago today. This one's fouled off again, 0-2. The Commissioner's Cup bright and early at 9 a.m. At 11:30, and we'll have our first game of the quarterfinal playoffs. 2 o'clock, that second game of the quarterfinals. Sunday, we're off. We respect American holidays. with the Super Bowl taking precedent. This one hit off of the glove of Foster to second base, and they get the double play. No, he says he was off the bag. He came off the bag. So what was seeming to be a uniquely made double play, the umpire says that Metzler was off the base at first, so it'll just be the one for fielder's choice at second. A run will score, and the Bombers lead at 4-2.
Malcolm Smith.
Another ovation for Malcolm Smith. As he comes into the batter's box. Runner on first, 2 outs. Bombers now lead at 4-2. The breaking ball misses low. Malcolm Smith shaking his head as if he understands the path of these breaking balls. And it is tough to hit a good bender. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. This one swung on, hit into the gap in left center field. Rolling all the way to the warning track. Picked up by the center fielder in Gaiden. 1 run's coming across the score. The throw home. Is it in time? It will not be in time. Another run will score on the RBI double by Malcolm Smith. A great toss as the play at the plate was so close.
Number 31, Felix
The
Albert.
Bombers take the 5-2 lead here in the top of the 5th as 2 runs score, courtesy of the fielder's choice and the big hit by Malcolm Smith in left center field. Gotta imagine he's getting a little more swagger and confidence with his family watching him here today. Felix Albert now. First pitch called a strike on him. Foster taking his time looking at second. Malcolm Smith with a huge lead, basically halfway down to third base with his secondary. Pitch misses outside. It's 1-1. Foster at 53 pitches in the game. He's only pitched 2 2/3 innings. Missing high for ball 2. He came in for Scambolari. After Casey Combs was injured, we saw him exit the game and Joe Scambolari exit after 2 innings of work. Next pitch, the breaking ball. Called a strike. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foster looking to find a way out of the inning. Will he rely on the breaking ball or will he go with the fastball? The pitch. The fastball misses high. 3-2. Some signings across the league. We have over 30 staff and players signed to contracts. It's a foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Foster takes his time on the mound. Smith with a good, decent lead. Keaton creeping towards second. The pitch misses outside as the slider breaks way too far out. And now it'll be a walk on 4 balls.
Griffin Schneider.
Now it's Griffin Schneider to come on in. Foster having a word with Robbie Carling. So he's trying to tell him to keep an eye out for the runner and Malcolm Smith as he again taking a large lead at second base. Currently, he's still walking over there. Keaton creeping at second, but Malcolm Smith, I'd say about a 10-foot lead. The breaking ball hit on the ground to third base, and he'll just take it over at third for the 3rd out of the inning. 2 runs come across the score in the 5th, and the Bombers take a 5-2 lead. Bottom of the 5th coming up next here between the Bombers and Powder at the California League. Welcome back to California Winter League.
Number 29.
Robbie Carlin leading off for the Powers. He was the final fielder to field the ball out for the inning, just unassisted at third. First pitch he swings at is fouled off for strike one. New pitcher in Blake Freeman for the Bombers as he'll take over for Max Peterson. Peterson's book will close. This one hit into deep left field, but camping under it is Smith for out number one.
Good quick start to the outing for Freeman, assuming he'll hit for himself in the 9th spot. As unlike Peterson, he is a natural hitter out in right field.
Peterson's day is over with 4 innings pitched. 40 pitches on the day, 55% of those were strikes. 3 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned. 1 strikeout and a walk. Next pitch to Hunt, swings and misses at the high fastball. Bottom of the 5th, the Bombers leading at 5-2. Next pitch to Hunt. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
Peterson, one of the many position players, we've talked about this all season long, Andres. A lot of position players needed to throw, and Freeman, one of the more capable position players on the mound.
Next pitch fouled. Josh, that's your chance. That was the closest one we've had.
They're getting closer and closer. I'm going to get that foul ball while I'm on the mic, Andres. It's going to happen one of these days.
You know, I think it was close enough that the ball's actually still over us. There's a nice little platform up there.
I'll be right back.
This one fouled off again. Clear blue skies, 90 degrees. We've officially hit 90 degrees here at Palm Springs, Josh. And you can see the moon out in the distance over there, just peeking over. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so the swings for foul balls can only go for so long. And Freeman will win the battle there.
And we're 1 out away now from me running up to the roof and grabbing that foul ball, going to get some popcorn.
Definitely something you could do here. Come on down tomorrow. Plenty of foul balls for the picking. It's called a strike, and the crowd showing displeasure.
And I can tell why. That looked like it was pretty wide to Patrick Metzler, but again, the umpires are the one that are closest to it.
Another one. The crowd really upset with that call. Same place, same result. 0-2 to Metzler. His first at-bat since coming in at first base for Johns. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Well, it'll be a foul tip out. And I'm sure that Metzler not too happy, but only 10 pitches for Freeman. Gotta be Freeman and O'Neill coming up next. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Some defensive changes and a new arm on the mound as Marcus Page will make his pitching debut at the Cal Winter League. First pitch he throws is a ball. Behind the plate is Zach Thompson. I think this is the first time we've seen him behind the plate. Next pitch called a strike. You'll see a lot of weird things happening in the last day of the California Winter League. The next pitch, swung on, hit into right field. Brugmeyer underneath it for out number 1. He'll make the two-handed catch out there. Does not have to move too much. Now it'll be the pitcher, Blake Freeman, will hit for himself.
Well, this is the first time that for the same team we have had 2 pitchers bat for themselves. Max Peterson went 0 for 2, and Blake Freeman, a natural right fielder, a natural outfielder really, is going to be hitting for himself as well.
He looks at the first pitch and falls in for a strike. This one swung, popped up. I actually lost it in the sky. It's coming down around the shortstop position, and he will make the catch. It's Julian Hunt for out number 2.
Just a real efficient inning from Marcus Page so far. You don't expect these position players that are going into pitch to get a lot of strikeouts. You just got to have them. They just have to induce weak contact, and that's exactly what Page is doing here.
Bradley O'Neill, he's 0 for 3 today. First pitch, low outside. I always get excited when you see a new position player on the mound because you're excited to see what he's got. You know, and we've never really seen Page really play this sort of, position in the throwing area. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch falls in for a strike. 2-1. Next pitch called strike 2. That one had some pop.
You gotta love that sound of the thump into the glove.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a really good one, as it looks like Samuel Kornstad, who was warming up for the Power, is heading back to the dugout.
The bat chips slightly on the ground ball to the first baseman, and Metzler will take it himself. So 10 pitches, and he's out of the inning. Great debut for Marcus Page on the bump. Bottom of the 6th coming up next here at the California Winter League. Bombers lead it 5-2. Welcome back to the California Winter League. New pitcher in Yusei Teraoka. Freeman will take his position out in center field. So the easy switch there between the two. First pitch swinging, hit into the gap in right center field. It's going to fall to the wall. Picking it up is Freeman. And it'll be a stand-up leadoff double for Andrew Gaiden.
That's exactly what the power needed there. A leadoff double, still trailing by 3 runs, looking to climb back in this game and end off their season on the right note.
We have the season and the stats here.
Zach Thompson.
Obviously the number 1 and 2 teams here. But the rest of the field is all set. Well, all the field is set. Even if the Power win, they will still finish in the 2nd spot. The first pitch to Thompson, who is behind the plate, misses for a ball. The Bombers 11-3 in the year. Currently looking to go 12-3. This one hit in the gap between the shortstop and third baseman. Coming home to score is Gaiden. The cutoff throw is going to be cut by Donity, and it'll just be an RBI single. I'm not sure why the cut was made there. It looked like the throw was going to be pretty competitive. And the Power cut the lead in half. Well, not half, but got it close. It's 5-3.
And the first pitch that Zach Thompson sees, he drives out into left field for an RBI single. Great job by Thompson, just making an impact right away in the batting order. And of course, Andrew Gaiden showing off the wheels on the base paths.
First pitch falls in for a strike on Brugmeyer. Next pitch, this is ball 1. Through the rest of the standings, Bombers again coming in today 11-3, looking to go 12-3 to end the day. This one hit into the infield in the sky. Clark calling for it underneath, and he'll make the catch on the pop-up.
And that was just far enough not to be needed for an infield fly there, as Clark had maybe his tiptoes on the infield dirt, but a routine catch for the first down. A good rebound at bat from Yusei Teraoka. He's getting attacked early from these power hitters.
So the runner on first, it'll be Marcus Page making his pitching debut. First pitch misses high, ball 1. Power in second place with a 9-4-1 record, the only team to tie against the Grizzly a few weeks ago, in the game that has been tied. This pitch is fouled off out of play. Behind them is the Chill, as they won their game today. They're 8-7. Lumberjacks will take the 4th spot. Another ball hit into foul territory. Is it going to stay in play? It will, but no one's going to get there. 1-2. So that win, the Chill go 8-7. Lumberjacks 7-8. The Grizzly losing to the Chill earlier today. They fall 5-9-1. And the A's winning their last game yesterday, ending their season 3-12. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at first, and Zach Thompson. Marcus Page, now the new hitter. As Thompson takes off to second, swung on and missed for strike 3, but Thompson will get the stolen base. Lucci, now he's 0 for 2. See if he can cut that lead down even more.
And I don't think Thompson could have got a more perfect jump on that pitch. Teraoka in his windup barely before Thompson made the move off of first base. Great heads-up base running there to get on to second base.
A just recently made post by the California Winter League on their Twitter and Instagram. Casey Combs, who came out of the game today with an appeared injury on his oblique, has been signed by the Yalls in the Frontier League, brand new team in Florence, Kentucky. Congratulations, and we hope that everything is okay with Casey. And a solid catcher behind the plate, and obviously good enough to get a contract.
It'll be fun to see the at-bats between Scamboluri and Combs this season.
No one's at first as the bouncing plays there, but Teraoka with the speed, running all the way to first. My goodness. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. It'll be 1 unassisted. And we'll go to the top of the 7th. This game moving fast. The Power trailing the Bombers 5-3. Welcome back to the California League. Keyshawn Clark to lead it off in the top of the 7th as the Bombers have a 5-3 lead. Marcus Page still on the bump after the first inning of work and only 10 pitches for the 1-2-3 inning. First pitch falls for a strike. Great frame there by Thompson as well.
It looked like it was going a little bit inside. Thompson frames that really well, as you said, Andres, and gets the strike called for Marcus Page.
Ball bouncing in the dirt past Thompson. It'll be ball 1. Anytime I see a good frame, it always makes me think of that A.J. Przinsky frame where he was playing, I think, for the Braves. Ball bounced maybe 10 feet in front of the dirt, and he caught it on the bounce in the zone and tried to frame it there for a called strike. But obviously, that one not a strike as it hits the dirt. But this one is called a strike. It's 1-2. A.J. Przinsky, a great catcher. This one goes down on strikes as he swings and misses. Marcus Page, have yourself a debut. Looks like that'll be it, however, as Kornstad is coming out. Kornstad will be looking to get the last 2 outs for the Power. Not sure why they would make a switch so abruptly in the game, as Page had a great day going for him, so it looks like that'll be it for Marcus Page. And it'll be Kornstad to come and finish up the last 2 outs of the game. There'll be a final book on him, final line score for Page. Goes 1 1/3 innings on only 14 pitches, gets 1 strikeout. I believe he might have had 2. If Kornstad comes in, doubt he will hit for himself here. What a great day for Marcus Page. We'll be back after Kornstad's warm-up tosses here at the Cal Winter League. Welcome back to the Cal Winter League. A short warm-up for Kornstad. First pitch that Taroka sees. He's running down to first and just can't beat out the throw. First pitch for Kornstad is out number 2. Don't think I've ever said that before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of confused as to why Dill didn't just let Page finish out the inning, but I think Kornstad, a natural pitcher, a guy who has a lot more experience on the mound than Page does, he wants to just keep the deficit at just 2 runs so the Power have a better chance to come back in the bottom half.
Swing and a miss, so no two pitch, 2 out exit for Kornstad. Oh, he probably will have the least amount of pitches to exit an inning at the Cal Winter League. This one goes in the dirt, but it hit Thompson right on the arm. One and one is the call. 2 outs. In the dirt again. Ball 2. And the Bombers leading it 5-3. Top of the 7th. This game moving along very quickly. Game started at 12:40. That's around 2:20 here. Kornstad fixing up the mound, manicuring it a little bit. He now steps on the rubber with both feet and fires home. This one hit down to the third baseman and Carling. Carling picks it up and fires over to first to Metzler for a quick inning. On the ground ball, the last out and the last chance for the Power. to get out of the inning. Only 9 pitches. It'll be Keaton, Carling, and Hunt to try to make that dream come true for a walk-off win for the Power. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Last chance for the Power. Drummond will get a chance here to pitch for himself. He'll try to close out the game and earn the save as they are down by 2. This one fouled off. It's 1-1 the count. Ronnie Keaton to lead it off for the Power. In there for strike 2.
Yeah, and it looks like Tom Vaith really wants to keep that 7-game win streak intact, trying to make it 8 to end off the season as the Bombers have just had a scorching finish. So he's putting his best arm out there to close out the game.
Absolutely. The last time the Bombers lost was on the walk-off win by the Grizzlies back on January 30th. Count is now full 3-2. A walk-off, or a lead-off walk would be the good outcome for the Power, and they won't get it. A called strike low and outside for strikeout number 1 and the first out of the 7th inning. As the window for the Power is slowly closing.
And that's the strikeout king of the regular season. Him and Scambolari, the only 2 pitchers with 30 or more strikeouts in the season so far. Drummond's done it mostly as a starter, but a great start to his first relief outing here.
So with that last strikeout, Drummond will increase his strikeouts to 42. Oh, and 1, the umpire calling time. Scambolari will get 4 strikeouts on the day. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Which means Scambolari and Drummond are currently tied at 42 strikeouts apiece for the top spot. Drummond needs 1 more to hold his own here. Outside. That one came inside. He would have been the sole holder of that strikeout spot. Carling again 0 for 2. The pitch. Swung on and fouled. They'll do it again. 1-2. Behind them is Galinda with 29 strikeouts. Corbin McCoy finished with 27. He started today. Yu Sato with 25. Your top 5 strikeout leaders. Swung on and missed. They're going to say no pitch. Looks like Carlin called for time, was not granted it, then was granted it, even though he swung and missed, so he gets a second chance. And they're saying the count will be 2-2 instead.
So, icing the pitcher, I guess.
There you go. The 2-2 pitch. He got him anyways on the strikeout. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your strikeout leader with 43 strikeouts on the year.
Now batting the shortstop.
And that probably felt very good for Luke Drummond.
Oh, yeah.
He thought he had Carling on that last pitch. The late time I'd call count, so he blows another heater by him.
Back at it with the first pitch strike. I think you're right. Drummond said, okay, take that strikeout away from me, I'll do it again. 0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1. The last out and last chance for the power is being placed in Julian Hunt, who's in the 9 spot. He's 0 for 2 today. We'll see if he can keep his power in the game. This one swung on, flied into center field, now drifting into left center field. The center fielder in Teraoka calling for it. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the final out of the regular season. Yusei Teraoka with the fly out put out there on 15 pitches. Your final score, the victorious British Columbia Bombers, 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and the Palm Spring Power go down with 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Any final thoughts, Josh?
It's a great way to end off the regular season. Drummond coming in, getting his first save, taking back his strikeout lead. I think that's another reason why Tom Vig put him in. But a great way to end off the year, and I am excited for playoffs bright and early tomorrow.
So Matt Peterson will get the win. Scambolari getting a loss. You know, he had a great outing today, but those 3 runs are what really ended up just killing him here. Drummond will get the save with 2 strikeouts. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the regular season will end. Final standings for the Bombers and Power. Bombers will lock up the first spot with a 12-3 record. The Power go down 9-5-1. And we'll have triple header action here tomorrow, starting bright and early at 9 a.m., as you said, Josh, with the Commissioner's Cup. Then after that, 11:30 with the quarterfinals and the playoffs, first couple of games at 11:30 a.m. And then at 2 p.m., we're going to have a little bit of a break between the games there. And then we'll have Sunday off. Monday and Tuesday are the semifinals and championships, so just a few more days of baseball here in beautiful Palm Springs at Palm Springs Stadium. Make sure you come out, watch all 6 teams play tomorrow, as that will be the end of our broadcast here for Mitch Klessner, our public address announcer, and Josh Sperber. I'm Andres Tejeda. Final score, the British Columbia Bombers 5 and the Palm Spring Power 3.